Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now there are certain topics that sometimes feel easy to talk about. You know, for example, I can't do this, I can't do that until we get into that space and, you know, experience these things. So today in this video, we're going to be having a lovely guest who's going to share her journey with marriage and divorce. So I'm calling this title, you know, this video, When Divorce Happens, you know. So, you know, let's learn in, listen to the experience and pick a thing or two. I'm personally excited to learn from her story. So we are shooting from the lovely Canary Hotel. If you're looking for a workspace, you know, to do your work, have some meetings, then this is a place for you. They have an amazing offer. For 30,000, you get bottomless coffee, you know, sip as you work, and free Wi-Fi at only 30,000. Imagine. So please look no further. Come here and enjoy your work space. Hi Rose, welcome to the channel.
Hi Lisa, thank you for having me.
First of all, thank you so much for accepting to share your story. I know people get healing when they listen to other people's stories, they learn, you know, they know what to do better and things like that. So I honestly am honored that you're here.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Yeah, so just introduce yourself, let them know who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Rose Ndimula Bachikule. I'm a mother of 3. I'm an accountant by profession and I love the Lord. And I'm happy to be here.
Okay, all right. So when you talk about marriage, you want to start with how long were you married and just walk us through that journey? Yeah.
Okay, we got married. I got married in 2010, sorry.
Okay, I thought 16.
No. I got married in 2010, January 31st. And I had 3 children in the next 6 years. And then I left my home in 2016. Yeah, it was April 2016. Yeah, and from then on, we were living separately with the father of my children until we finally divorced in March 2021. Yeah, so I've been divorced 4 years now.
Yeah.
3 years, sorry.
3 years.
Okay. But at the end of this month, it will be 3 years. Yeah.
And separated for?
3 plus 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8.
We've lost count.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just walk us through before the divorce, you know, how were the first years of dating? Because someone may be out there wondering, okay, you've been married that long. What's going on? You know, how were the first years? Was there love and all these things? What happened?
Our dating years were not bad. I think I'll be accusing the father of my children if I said they were bad. They were good. They were good years. We were friends. At least he was my friend. Yeah, we were friends. We had a fairly good relationship. And when we got married, I was at excuse me. I was at peace with the person I was going to get married to. And even when we got married, of course we would fight and have issues, but I can't say it was a bad, toxic, a very abusive marriage. No, not the typical marriages people talk about. Yeah. But we were friends. He was my friend, and we shared very many silly jokes and memories. But maybe life happened. Yeah. Sometimes life just happens, and things happen, and we make decisions that may not necessarily benefit us long term, but life happened and we found ourselves in a very precarious situation. Yeah. And things began to take their turn from then. Yeah, that was, I think, we got married in 2006. I don't know, I keep saying 2016. We got married in 2010. And I think from around 2014 there, things became a bit uncertain, I can say. Yeah, there was a lot going on, and that's when I began to see things happening, and I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? Yeah. What is a problem? Can we address it? Yeah, that was a journey.
So when you talk about things starting to change, what exactly is happening in that time?
I think when I say that, basically it is maybe you're not doing things together anymore. You're less present with one another. You don't talk as much. Yeah, you don't have the long conversations that you used to have. And you're not spending as much time as you used to with one another. So maybe having kids, he's building, life is happening, as I said. I remember I had a child between 2010 and 2015. I was having children.
Back to back.
Back to back, you understand? So that also takes its toll on a marriage.
Yeah.
It can take its toll on a marriage and to both parties. And I think I was also pursuing several things just to make sure as the family were also okay.
Yeah.
So many things were happening. This thing has many tentacles,
Yeah.
So for me, I can't say that he was bad or he didn't do this or he didn't do that. For me, when I look at it, I just think life lived.
Yeah.
Life happened, yeah.
Okay. So when you, I'm just thinking about the relationship and things seem to be going on. Life lived. Are you able to tell us what in that life lived? Like in terms of what exactly caused a drift or a change? Is it not putting in the work? Is it not, I don't know, what would you say caused the change?
Honestly, maybe I'll still go back to the other answer of life just happening. And maybe you get too busy for one another. The focus also changes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm focusing on my kids, he's focusing on, trying to look for money for the family. I'm not giving him enough time. He's also, if he feels he's not given enough time. Those are the normal things that actually happen. That if you don't put in the work, even the so-called normal things that are obvious, that will obviously happen, they can take a toll on the marriage. So I think there was just a lot going on. Yeah. And it just took a toll. And if things are taking a toll and you're not checking in on your commitment with God and making sure you're always calibrating and, things can go bust.
So I'm hearing the lack of maybe oneness in the marriage was no longer there. Did it affect the way you parented? Because they keep saying children see these things. They see that, mommy and daddy as if something. Did your children feel it, and how did you maneuver that?
I think my children were really young. Yeah, they were really young because, excuse me, by the time we separated, I had just given birth. So my last one was about 5 to 6 months. So they were really young. And the eldest had just turned 5. So of course it's the eldest who would pick some of these vibes. Because he used to spend a lot of time with his dad. Now all of a sudden we are not together and daddy just comes in and sees us, then goes. Then, I'm sure as a child they may not be able to articulate it, but they can tell that there's something happening. So at that point for me, I was like, I'm going to be present for this child. I'm going to love on my son. And as the years went by and the children begin to articulate their feelings and what they see, you begin to talk to them. For me, I decided I'm going to talk to my children. I'm not going to hide anything. But I'll talk in the most basic way
that they can understand.
That they can understand. I'm going to talk to them. Because they can see it. Their father had found someone else, and that's something you can't hide. The kid will look at you and like, but who's fooling who? So for me, I decided I was going to tell my sons in the most basic way I could master that this is what was happening, but we're going to go through it. And even now, my eldest is 13, I have 10, I have 11 and 9. I still check in on them, even though they're boys. I still check in and say, hey, how are you feeling? How does this make you feel? I encourage my children not to throw pity parties. Yeah, life is not kind to people who walk around moping around and feeling sorry for themselves. Yeah, so I want my children to know that this has happened, but life is still for the living. Yeah, we can't keep it. That can't always be our reference point as a family. You get it? So I want my children to grow up knowing that they are loved, and life is still full. We still have a lot to experience, and the beauty is their dad cares. He cares about them. He tries to be in his children's life. So no matter what happens, they still have that. And I keep reminding them that there are children who don't have that. Who don't have that. So in whatever form it comes, they still have that connection with their dad. And I think that's important for them.
So as you're saying, life happened, etc. What was the last straw that said, you know what, I'm done. I think this one, you know what, let's relieve ourselves of this and just leave it.
I wonder how I can summarize that. But I think for me, the last straw was, I don't even narrate that even, but I want to tell you what drove me to that point. I think I got to a point whereby I decided, you know what, if this person wants to be with someone else, guys, we can't keep pulling this rope. You understand? So I decided that I deserve better. I deserve better. And better is with or without a marriage. You can still have better, right? That. It can be scary, by the way. And I want people to know that in making all these decisions, I wasn't like, in a Superman cape flying, being all heroic. No, it was hard. It was very hard to come up with, to make some of these decisions. But I got to a point where I felt, no, I needed better. I needed my mental health. My mental health was suffering, and I needed peace. And I decided to go back to my parents' home and say, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I thank God I had that fallback, because many people don't. So they end up staying in the thing and making it work and trying to make it work. But I thank God I had that option. And initially, people put my parents under a lot of pressure of, you're spoiling your child. How can you allow her to come back home? But on several occasions, my dad had told me actually to go back. There's one time he told me, Atros, you go back to your marriage. There's nothing major. I've talked to you. I've talked to the boy's dad. There's nothing. This thing can be fixed. So for me, in my mind, I kept wondering if it could really be fixed. But I was like, since my father has told me to go back, let me go back and see. But within a month, I was like, no. This thing is not going to work, at least not now. At least not now. So let me first go back and sort myself out. Clear my head, get into better headspace. And even in leaving, I didn't think we're going to divorce and never get back together. I thought maybe if I step away, this whole cloud clears. Probably we'll be able to work something out. But alas, it did. But it's been a journey. And I thank God for everything that I've gone through, because it has made me who I am today. It hasn't been easy. It's not. So I don't want people to go out there and they're like, Lisa interviewed someone who divorced and she her program and she made it. Let's do this. I want, if you can avoid it, it would be better for you. Because for us, we are the survivors. People don't make it. They're never the same. So it's been a journey, Lisa. You can ask me a question and I think I'll answer many other things, because there's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay, Rose, I know you to be a church girl, loves the Lord, and all these things. And sometimes we, as Christians, when such things happen, we are like, but did you try? But what does God say about divorce, and things like that? Can you just tell us about your journey with God on this process? And did you feel like working on it was an option? Like, did you try and work on it? Because those are questions people will have. Did you really, really try? Maybe you didn't wait enough, and things like that. You didn't have enough faith, sometimes we say such things when we are not in these situations. Yeah.
As Rose.
Yeah.
As Rose. I think I tried.
Yeah.
That position may vary with different people, but for me, I think I tried. I gave my marriage my best.
Yeah.
As Rose, and that's why I don't lose sleep over it, because I think I gave my best, and it didn't seem to be enough. But it's also been a journey of also doing a self audit on myself, seeing what I need to work on. This is irrespective of, by the way, whether you're married or not. Yeah. It's been a journey of doing a self audit of myself, and even as people keep asking, "Did you try?" I think I tried.
What did trying look like for you?
For me, trying looked like, actually, trying, how can I put it? For me, being married was, I was putting in, I felt like I was putting in my best.
Yeah.
At that point in time. Not when things became shaky. You get what I'm saying? For me, trying was actually me being married, leaving home, we moved up country with the father of my children. We're trying to make a life there. It had its challenges, but I thought, we're on track. For me, that's what it was. So even when things happened, I'd come to that point of, what, I've tried. So if this thing is not working, then probably this person wants to be somewhere else, and that's something I'm not going to fight.
Yeah.
No. We all want to be wanted, Lisa. We all want to be wanted. So if someone wants to be with someone, just for me, even when you love them, you need to let them go. You need to, especially if you're pulling ropes, and they feel their heart is elsewhere. You need to let them be with that person. Yeah, even with vows and what. By the way, I think for me, trying was actually being in the marriage. I was trying. I was putting in the effort. I best knew how. So even when things didn't happen, we tried to go for counseling. As I said, my dad had told me, Rose, you go back. But when I went back, I think even this person had shifted emotionally and mentally. So I realized, you know what, I didn't see this coming. But I don't know how to strive and struggle and pull ropes and try to please the people out there, keep up appearances. No, I can't. I can't. So for me, even when I signed on the dotted line, I knew I wasn't happy and jubilating, but I knew, you know what, it's time to close this thing and move on to something else. Yeah.
Did you face any judgment, pressure from the world and people out there, and how was that like?
All of the above. I faced all of the above. Of course, you face judgment from people saying you didn't try, you didn't do this, you should have done this, you didn't satisfy your man, you didn't. There are all sorts of things. Pressure is high.
Most times it comes to the woman. There's something you didn't do.
Something I didn't do. So I think for me, I honestly thank God for my family, because they've been a good support system.
Yeah.
My family, my mom, my late dad, my mom, my sisters, my cousins, my friends, church, people from church.
Yeah.
Life is about people.
Yeah.
There are some seasons you'll go through, and it's people who will get you through. Because God, in all His greatness, He uses people. Yeah, He uses people. So for me, I'm grateful that I had that. I used to face a lot of pressure from family, from church. And my late dad used to keep telling me, you know what, Rose, just calm down. You just do your things. Now begin to think about yourself, work, school. I hadn't finished some courses. I needed to go back and complete that. So it was more of okay, first pack that.
Yeah.
Now, what is it that we need to fix? What holes do we need to plug? How are you going to be able to look after these children? Now, we need to think about that line. So I had a lot of support from family. The pressure was there. Even now, there are still nuances and innuendos of, you did fight for your marriage, you should have voted, you should have, yeah. But I think 8 years later, I've worked through a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable where I am. It's not easy, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not easy being divorced and you're co-parenting and you have to deal with the children's emotions. But I have some peace of mind. And I think for me, that's major.
Yeah.
That's major. But the pressure was there, a lot of it from all corners. But for me, one thing that helped was a support system I had.
Yeah.
I'm grateful because many people don't have that.
Yeah. You have nowhere to run to.
So that is how I got through it. People, friends, family. Yeah.
And where was your relationship with God like at that time? Did you feel like God banange? I didn't know why me, or why did you ever feel those emotions, and how did you wrestle with them?
Of course I did. I felt God was unfair.
Yeah.
Because God is strong. He can stop these things from happening. I felt like, but God, I've been singing in the choir. Now I go and tell people that you get.
Please, yeah.
It was like, it's you asked me a question about God's heart towards divorce. Of course, God hates divorce. But for me, I think the reason he really hates it is because every negative emotion of Lisa, you will feel it. Anger, jealousy, shame, rage, bitterness. Every negative emotion that you know of, you will feel. And those things are toxic, both to the spirit and to the body.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's why God just does not like it. It can destroy someone for life. And the fact that you have young children who have to deal with all these shenanigans that the adults are doing, I think it really breaks his heart.
Like they didn't sign up for this.
They didn't choose. They didn't choose. And that's something that even up to now, I'm like, my boys, but we'll get through this.
Yeah.
But we'll get through this. So family has been a support. God's word has been a support to me. God's word has everything we need for life.
Yeah.
Everything we need for life. That's something I've learned these last 8 years. If we're not diligent about reading about it, then we'll get stuck in many things.
Yeah.
But it has everything we need for life, because James says his divine power has given us everything we need
pertains to
for
life and godliness.
So it's really up to us. But the word is there. Choose. God has given us life. Choose. So it's really up to us.
Yeah. And on the issue of co-parenting, how is that going? Is co-parenting going well? Like, how are you dealing even with the emotions with the children? Like, do you have to keep sitting them down? Do they have to go for therapy? Like, what happens?
Lisa, it's been a journey. And a lot of these things are informed by your state, the state of your heart. If you're still broken and hurting and you're still bitter, and it is going to affect how you co-parent, how you work, how you raise the kids. So the most important thing is to deal with yourself, because even it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
It takes two to tango. There are also things that you also need to deal with, things you need to work through, things you need to tweak, things you need to change, things you need to, bring on board in your life. So it's co-parenting. Wow, it's been a journey, because at one point we used to. I was so emotional. Sometimes I would just blow up when they were there, and in front of them, and I'm blowing up towards their father, and you could see it really
rage.
It really hurt them. But me, I was dealing here. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
But I know that it's important to work through that bitterness. And by the way, even time doesn't heal it. I've seen some of my people, I want to mention names here, but people have been bitter all their lives because of something, a relationship that broke.
Yeah.
And the children have grown up in that space. And time hasn't helped. They said time heals all wounds. They need God and His word to also come in and do its remedial repairs, because there are some things that unless you really surrender to God, time will not deal with them.
Yeah.
So I used to be so angry at him. And I didn't care whether the children saw it or not. In fact, I felt justified that they should see
me angry so that...
But I realized it's not helping. They're kids. Why are you showing them those things? It's not going to help.
It's still their dad.
Secondly, these boys need their father. Me, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
There are a lot their dad has to teach them that I can't. Even though I love them to death. They need their father. There are things that he alone
can teach them.
So for me, there are some things. And yes, I did therapy. I had a counselor who took me through some of these things. I said, Brother Rose, the earlier you surrender and let go, the better. The first time I went in for a session with her, she told me, but Rose, look at your skin, you look at your hair. But Rose, you're too bitter. What's going on? And I feel like, but this lady, I'm paying her my money. We are here to sort my marriage, not
Why is she?
Not to tell me. Why is she on me?
Yeah.
She took. Should really have me for God. She'll tell me, you're bitter. You need to work on this. Rose, but you did this. But I'll be like, but I'm not here for me. I'm here to save the marriage. But she told me, Rose, I'm not even interested in your marriage anymore. At this rate, I'm interested in you.
Your well-being.
Your well-being. You look at you. Because even though you went back to your marriage in that state, you wouldn't have. You would be back in my office. So she took me through bitterness. She drew me an anger ladder and how you deal with anger and bitterness and the different steps. So, the sessions were very involving. Yeah. But the journey of healing is intentional. It is not magic. You're going to have to seek the help. You're going to have to surround yourself with the right people. You're going to have to read God's word more. Yeah. For those who do not know God, look for those. The Bibles are there. Look for them and read them. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Healing is intentional. It's not just going to happen anyhow. Yeah. So it's been a journey, and I realized the more I worked on myself, the better we became at co-parenting. And most times I would even go to God and say, but God, you see that man, you need to change him. He needs to do this, you need to do that. But God wasn't interested in him. He was interested in me and how I respond, how I, he was interested in me. In me. And when I started to fix some of those things, then how I related to their father also changed. And in turn, how he related to me, at least what I see, also did what? It also changed, because most times I was on a war path. Fighting
bullets.
At every level. Bullets, bazooka, what? Bazooka. Because I was dying on the inside. Yeah, but God was interested in me. This whole thing, by the way, was about Rose. It was about bringing out a better version
of you.
Of Rose. You understand?
Yeah.
God has dealt with me. Yeah. And the more he deals with me, the more the other things around me also begin to change. Yeah, but the thing is you.
Rose, you were talking about when you were in therapy and you were telling the therapist that, I tell why you on me. I just want to ask, do you feel like in any way you had a role to play in things not going well? Or because many times we always, of course, say the other person. Since you've gone on that self-awareness journey, knowing what you know now, do you feel like there are certain things you did that made the marriage not thrive?
Oh yes, I think it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. I think for me, there are many things I stopped doing. Yeah. And I think I was going through a phase. I think I became boring. Hey. Now I look back and I'm like, Rose, really, what phase were you in? I think I was more tired than boring. I don't know. Because I was having all these kids, and for me, it's like all my energies were there. And once I was done with the tasks of the day, please, I don't want to know. So I think the truth is I may have become a bit boring meanwhile. Yeah, and maybe the things we used to, the fun things we used to do together, we're no longer doing as often as we should, because marriage needs to have fun, think I just stopped doing many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized some of those things are what attracted him to me. So poor guy was like first spam emoji was like, this girl, what's going on? So it's really good to do a self check.
Yeah.
And it puts many things in perspective. What's that in English? You talk to yourself properly.
Yeah.
And get back into the zone. And that has taught me to always check in on myself and say, Rose, what makes you tick? Are you still doing these things? What makes you happy? What energy are you giving out?
Yeah.
You know,
how can I improve?
How can I improve myself? You know? So I think for me that was a part of was a major thing. The kids came in early. Even then I still have no regrets. I love my children. But I think probably we needed to do more things together.
Without kids involved. The distraction sometimes.
Even the best of us can drift.
Yeah.
You get it? Even though we love each other and we are really genuinely committed to one another, we can still drift. And another guy comes and first takes you
confuses
the other side.
You.
Like, I think this is the longer waited. You know? So it's important to try not to lose yourself in your marriage.
Yeah.
Especially as a woman, I won't speak for the men,
but
I'll speak for us women. There's a way we can get in there and just forget about everything else.
Yeah.
You understand?
You're right. Actually, I was going to that, you know. What would you tell women out there? One, who are in marriage, maybe those who are dating, maybe those who are where you are now, you know. What would you tell them to kind of either advise or give them hope? Of course, now you know what you know now on that journey. Dating, those who are married, those who are going through divorce or have divorced.
I think for those who are dating, it's important to not to rush. Don't. There is no rush. There is no hurry. I know that pressure can be there, but there is no hurry. And much as this sounds cliche, trust God.
Yeah.
Many times that does not sound like a good actionable
I
thing
know,
that can help.
I can't touch it.
Yeah, just trusting God. What does it mean? I want tangible things.
Go and
do this. Go to this. You find a man. He's like this. No, I think let's trust God.
Yeah.
Looking back, I think maybe we should have taken our time more and trusted God a bit more. Yeah, and for those who are in marriage, don't lose yourself. Work on yourself.
Yeah,
it's very important. It's very easy to keep pointing the other person to God and saying, but God, this one, he's like this, like that.
Change him, what?
But ask God to show you the things that he needs to deal with.
And
when he deals with them, that guy will first be,
he will follow suit.
Align. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some of these guys are just reacting to ego, power. They want to show that. Then you're also struggling and fighting. No, God can't be in the same ring with you and the other person.
Yeah.
He will leave you and you fight. When you're done, then he'll step in for you.
Please.
Please. That's God's son. Just ask God to deal with you.
Yeah.
And show you what he needs to reinforce in you, what he needs to recalibrate. As women, we are growing, we are changing all the time. And God needs to keep teaching us new lessons that can build us. And for those who are divorced, when God loves you, he still does.
Yeah.
He still has a good plan. May I have plans, Lisa? I have plans, Yeah.
Yeah.
I have plans, and I haven't. My enthusiasm for life is more than ever.
Yeah.
I can't say, now that I'm
this
divorced,
is
this is it.
Finished.
Default, just as some women say, just stay there and bring up your children.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
This is a boy. They're going to grow up and do
Leave.
what? And leave. What about me?
Yeah.
What about what will my life be like? So I have plans of what I want to do, the things I want to be. I'm still being many things. I see me being many things the next 20 years. I have plans.
Amen.
Yeah. So for those who are divorced, it's not what we planned.
Yeah.
We didn't set out and say, let me try this thing. Maybe in case I divorce, this is what I would do. No, it's you don't see it coming. It's like a curveball that comes at you. You don't see it coming, but God still has plans. Align yourself to him. align yourself to his word, he will show you things that you never even imagined were possible, even as someone who's divorced. Because it's like a thing, a cloud on you, divorcee.
It's like, feel, that's not who I am.
Not who I am, guys. It's not who I am. Single mother. I don't like being called that thing. I'm not single. I'm not a single mom. God has offered me support from Zion. I can't be a single. No.
Amazing.
Some people walk around
carrying
like a crush, single mom. But no, guys. We need to understand that the God that we serve is He's not defined by definitions. The world has said experiences. For him, he has good. His word says, I alone know the plans that I have for you. They are good. Not for the divorcee. For you people, your plans are like this. For you who are married, your plans they have to be like this. No. For all of us, our plans are good. I think I've talked so much, but
wow.
You can ask.
I like that, And for me, maybe to bring out things I've heard about the fears about that women face, especially who have tried and things are just not working, and of course there's a fear of course people etc. But I've heard that there's a fear as well for women, because the truth is the men move on.
Oh yeah.
Then now for you, you're divorced, and then now you're there. Now maybe his friends, the people you've been married for some time, his family is your friend. His friends have become your friends. Now when you divorce, some people feel like, now I'll be alone now because now his friends can no longer be my friends. How has been your experience? Like, is there some hope for people out there?
It's been a lonely journey. So because when it all happened, some friends kind of fell back. I don't think it's because they didn't care. I think it was mainly because of, how do we
juggle this?
How do we deal with Rose and all that is happening? But I think, I wish I had better answers. But I think it's a genuine faith. I wish I had a better answer. So that, it will be like this, you can do like this. Because these are uncharted waters. You
don't know.
You don't know. You just don't know what is going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen to your kids, what kind of men they're going to grow up into with all that is happening. It's a journey of faith and trusting God that He will align. He will restore the years those locusts have eaten. The cankerworm, there's a way the Bible breaks down the different caliber of locusts. Each locust comes to eat its own thing. So there are experiences that will come and steal this and steal that, your social life, your spiritual life, but God in His mercy, He restores. He restores. So over time, after things have come down, even after me, I've worked on myself, many of these friends have come around and, we've started again. The boys, aunties and uncles are my friends. They're supportive. They invite the children for whatever, functions, and I really want to make that happen. Because that's their family.
They let them go and experience.
For us, we can choose and move on, But for them, that is their family. Those are their uncles, those are their aunties. So it's God restores. We have to trust that He will restore. You're going to lose some things. I'm sorry.
That's it.
It is what it is. At least from my experience, some friends are going to go. You stop. You may have stopped being in some spaces, but God restores. There will be other spaces. For us, assets. Really, I can't say that what was wrong with me. I can't say I went to court. I fought for the house. I just signed and I let it go.
Everything.
I let it go. There wasn't even that much. We were millionaires. No. The home and whatever we had left, I said probably that would be for my children. I need to find myself. I need to make a life for myself and see what I can do with myself. Because it dawned on me that, now that the marriage is gone, I put so much of myself in there. I was trying to figure out what I was.
Who am I?
Who am I? And that shouldn't be Lisa. So for me, I was like, whoa, this is not
a blow.
This is a blow. It's a reality check of, Rose, you need to really kwezula. What is that in English?
I don't know.
You know, there's some words in our
that you can't put in English,
and yet they are heavy. You need to rediscover yourself.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come, but you need to understand who you are and know yourself. And many of us get married without doing that self-work. Yeah.
So the marriage becomes your identity. That's
your
who you are. Mrs.
Outside that, you fall apart.
Nothing. Yeah.
You fall apart. But it's important because even I realize that as I work on myself, as I go out and do things and achieve this, achieve that, even my children they're happy, they're inspired, they're seeing mommy is doing this, is doing that. Yeah, they also want to see mommy in her identity doing her thing.
Yeah.
You get? Children are also, they're inspired when they see their parents living their lives. Yeah. But it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah.
But the Lord has restored work. He has restored friendships. He's restored many things. My self-esteem, my confidence was at an all-time low. He's restored that as well. Sometimes I think maybe I'm overconfident. I need to pull back a bit sometimes. The Lord restores, Lisa.
Yeah.
We just need to trust. I wish I had a better answer, but we just need to trust
God. The answers are in God.
It happens and like, but how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
You know, roadmap, nothing, zero. Like all this.
There is no script.
There's no script. There's no script. So I've just trusted God.
Yeah.
And I've seen Him open doors for me, which I know for sure. This is God. This couldn't have been me or my experience. The work that I do, God has been gracious. There are many more experienced people than I to do that work, but
He has chosen
He's chosen me to be there. And when I'm there, I'm mentally, my headspace is right. I put in my best in my job. Whatever I do now, I really go for it because I'm in a better space mentally. Yeah, but the Lord will restore.
Amazing. One final question. Do you still believe in love? And would you...
so much. My God. You are playing in the answer. Maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do. I've never stopped. Irrespective of what has happened to me.
Yeah.
I never stopped believing in love.
Yeah.
Then I'm dating here. There. I'm trying to see.
What are
the options here? I've never stopped believing in that. I mean, what is this world without
love?
Lisa.
It cannot.
God created it. I mean, it revitalizes. It rejuvenates. What is this world without love? And besides, this person is going to grow up and go.
Yeah.
Then. Lisa may need some companionship.
You need it.
Whether with your friends, exchange ideas, spend time together. You know what? We need it.
Wow.
Even us who are there, in the prayer closet, leading
prayer warriors.
Even those ones need it. Yeah, we need it. So I do believe in it. And even when my friends are struggling, the last thing I'll tell them is I leave. That's the last thing I'll tell them.
Yeah.
Of maybe step away, but let's see how it
work things
out.
I think
I've only told one person that you know what, you need to leave that marriage. One, and that's because no,
it was too much.
Some things, Lisa.
Are they like?
Anyway, I don't want to go back to church on Sunday and
looking at you.
You understand? But so I believe in love. I think for me, the little I know and I've seen, the thing that really, I find that couples struggle a lot with, is pride. And we are proud. We are so, and pride is toxic. We are proud. We want our way. If she doesn't do this, I won't do this. If he doesn't do that,
my way or the highway.
And now we're in an era where we are all making money. You know, people are self-sufficient, and yet in marriage you have to depend on one another. You depend on one another. It's anyways, I think we all just need to go back and do a self-check on each one, on ourselves, and really, you know, when the psalmist says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." test my thoughts and point out for me the things that make you sad. We need to go back and ask God to do that for us.
To search our
We
hearts.
are proud and selfish.
Fish.
Those things in marriage, you will struggle.
Yeah.
For as long as you are proud and selfish, you will struggle. So for me, I tell people out there, just calm down and allow God to work on you. Allow God to work on you and just calm down. Gosh, we're so selfish. We're a selfish bunch. And yet God wants to do.
To work in
wants
us.
to work in us and do things in our marriages. But self,
is an
pride
issue.
and self, if we can deal with that thing, it will go a long way.
Wow.
In sorting out many things in our relationships. Yeah.
Wow, Rose, thank you so much for sharing, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I've picked a thing or two, you know. I think putting in the work in marriage and not losing yourself, for me, it's key, especially for moms. We struggle with that. Like, everything becomes about the kids, and honestly, you're also tired. But yeah, I think that's a good reminder for me, even to just work on you, be self-aware, you know.
Self-aware.
Wow, thank you so much. I hope you've learned something. You know, let us know in the comment section what has been your take home, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because when you do, this message goes out to so many other people who will be blessed and who will be inspired. My name is Lisa Kusima. As always, I'm here to inspire. Moms, excitement is building up as we prepare for Moms Gather 2024. If you missed last year, please don't make the same mistake. We are going to just celebrate one another, learn how to walk in purpose on this mom journey. If you want to be a mom and more than a mom, then Moms Gather 2024 is for you. There will be incredible speakers, fun, food, and a good time. It will be happening on 11th May at Kampala Serena Hotel. So please come. It's closer to Mother's Day, so we are going to enjoy and pat ourselves on the back because we are doing a great job. At only 180K, please follow the details and save yourself a seat. Moms Gather is here for you.